Another rapid round, a one-word response, and then you'll be free to elaborate. The news media leans left, yes or no?
Yes.
Kelly?
I think,
That's already 3 words.
yeah, in places, yes, but not entirely.
Mark?
Yes,
Peter?
Yeah, there are moments, but there's more to say about that.
there is more to say about
Mark, you didn't hesitate.
Speaking in Washington, D.C., as a resident of Washington, D.C., as someone who practices journalism here,
this town.
in this town, I can say I rarely talk about politics with my colleagues. Most of my colleagues, I have no idea what their politics are, including everyone sitting on the stage. But, I mean, think about it. I live in Northwest Washington. None of my neighbors are evangelical Christians. I don't know a lot of people in my kids' preschool who are pro-life. I just think, and I think when you do have conversations in all the newspapers I've worked at about politics, doesn't happen often, but you see clues that there is absolutely a leftward lean.
Jake, you didn't hesitate either.
I didn't hesitate, but I'm glad I had a chance to expand because I know just the 4 yeses are going to be taken by Brent Bozell, and that's the end of it. But it is much more complicated and complex, which is a certain type of person becomes a reporter. And generally speaking, these are people who have not, generally speaking, I'm not saying every reporter in the world, but generally speaking, the kind of person who is a reporter in Washington, D.C. or New York City has never worked a minimum wage job outside of high school, when they work at Baskin-Robbins or whatever, has never experienced poverty, is not an evangelical Christian, like much of the country is. There are a lot of experiences that the kinds of people who are reporters, editors, producers, et cetera, in Washington, D.C. and New York City have not had. Now, that said, I think there is an awareness of that, and when there is an awareness of it is when the best journalism can happen, because then people are aware of the country that they're writing for, the country that they're on TV for, and the desire to get out of Washington, get out of D.C., and talk about experiences. But it's not just that the media leans a little bit left. Most reporters, I don't know their political leanings, but most publications, you can kind of get a sense of what the editors are thinking. I would put a lot more on the editors and the senior producers than I would put on the day-to-day reporters. But you don't see a lot of coverage of poverty. You don't see a lot of coverage of troops. You don't see a lot of coverage of faith. It's simplistic to say it's liberal or conservative. It's about experiences and
Lifestyle.
and I think there needs to be more getting outside of our comfort zone.